thank you very much for joining us, His Excellency Yao Jing. He's Chinese ambassador to Pakistan, perhaps needs no introduction. I just want to know for the viewers that China has alleviated their poverty and they have almost eradicated in many provinces of China. Would you like viewers a little bit about Chinese model of poverty alleviation and how they have come across such a long way to tackle it?
Yeah, I think first of all, thanks for the SDTV for hosting a very significant and interesting seminar on China's experience of poverty alleviation. Yes, I think for the past 70 years, China has, I think, alleviated at least more than 700 million people from the pure poverty. And by the year of 2020, that we will totally eradicate poverty from China. As far as the model of the poverty alleviations, it is quite diversified in China. But as I said just now, that we have several. First is a very consistent policy from the government, from the old provincial and the federal government. That is, poverty alleviation is the goal of the governance. Second is a very consistent institution, that we have a trans-ministerial institution looking after the poverty alleviation for the past more than 30 years. And thirdly, we encourage that the different formats of poverty alleviation, but the government looked after that the outcome or the achievement of the whole this eradication of the poverty. So this is, I think, is a general some of the experience of Chinese poverty alleviation.
See in CPEC phase 2, how China and Pakistan would complement each other.
Yes, on the second, or we call the new stage of the CPAC, I think that China's efforts, China's contribution will be more conformative with your government's vision, your government's development strategies, so that after the consultation with your government, the new stage of Pakistan-China, this economic corridor, will be focused on cooperation in the industry sector, agricultural sector, and the social sector. And by the cooperation in the industry sector, we are encouraging the B2B cooperation, FDIs, joint ventures, manufacturing, and export capacities. Agriculture, basically, we want to do some joint agricultural research to enhance the crops or the harvest of the major grains like cotton, rice, and wheat in Pakistan. And also we want improved irrigation systems in Pakistan. By the social sectors cooperation, we are focused on the education, health, poverty alleviation, and human resources development, agricultural technology, and this kind of areas. So you can see that the second stage of the CPAC is more community-based, is more society-based, and more sector-based. The fundamental purpose is that to build the capacity of your social and economic development.
All right. So recently, Prime Minister Imran Khan just visited China. What is your view on that?
I think this is a very important visit. Imran Khan was in China, I think, last week. He met with our president, with our prime ministers, our speaker. And this visit, because it is taking place in a very, I should say, a very critical juncture when the international and the regional situations are changing, are undergoing a kind of changes. Things are a little, I think, for both China and Pakistan, when both are peace-loving countries, but we are faced a lot of uncertainties, like in the Kashmir, like in Afghanistan, like the situation in Middle East and in this region. So I think that this kind of close consultation between the two leaders is very necessary for us to work out a joint strategy or a joint policy to deal with this kind of challenges.
Do you see what I meant is that do Chinese government or implementing partners of CPEC Phase 2 face any challenges for its implementation in Phase 2?
I don't see, because this phase 2, or we call the new stage of the CPAC, is just a beginning, just in the very initial stage. So right now, in fact, the next Joint Commission's meeting will be held on the 6th of November in Islamabad. So right now, all the joint working groups are meeting either in Islamabad or in Beijing. So in fact, we are coming closer with the current government in implementation of the new stage projects of the CPAC. We can see that right now, I think we are more and more coming to a regular basis. We are coming to a more and more professional implementation, and all the mechanisms and all the institutions or all the agencies are working more and more closely. I think things are coming in a better way.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your time.
Thank you.
I think Pakistan and China has come a long way in their friendship, and we will see more in the future in terms of economic growth and more deeper friendship. Next program, I'll come up with another topic. Till then, goodbye.